Que lo que mi gente, yo soy Ricky de Bilingue Blogs. Thanks for tuning in once again. Today we're going to be going over the uses of se in Espanol. There are like so many uses of se. But first, I want to take you guys to a spot that I found out about yesterday. If you follow me on Instagram, then you will know about this spot. If not, then you wouldn't know. So, we'll see it when we get there for sure. Pero por ahora, vamos a estar hablando español. Porque ustedes quieren aprender español. A mí no me gusta hablar inglés. Así que es más fácil. Vamos a hacerlo así. Pero, espérense. Ustedes ven todos los botones que tienen allá. Piso 33. Porque este edificio fue hecho por los Illuminati. Eso es lo que creo yo. Pero quién sabe. Yo siempre estoy diciendo cosas así. Mis amigos se burlan de mí, pero no sé. Yo creo que existe el Illuminati. Y toda la cosa masónica me da miedo, de verdad. Ok, so estamos en el piso 33 y vamos a subir. Vamos a ver, yo creo que la puerta está abierta. Mira que la puerta está abierta. No, pues, tenemos acceso. Ah, mira, ustedes van a morir de la vista. Mira la vista que tengo yo de mi apartamento. Wow. Ayer yo me subí de noche. Bueno, y ahora vamos subiendo aún más. Porque yo quiero la vista más alta. Y es por esto que necesito amigos. Yo tengo amigos, pero no viven acá. Tenemos un nivel más. Pero mira la vista de este lado. So, yo estoy aquí. Yo me quería sentar, así que ahora estoy sentado. Pero la maldita vaina está mojada. So, yeah, me estoy sentando aquí con las nalgas mojadas, pero está bien, porque yo quiero hacer este video. Ok, pues mi gente, ustedes quieren saber los usos. So you guys want to know the uses of se. I'll tell you the uses of se. We'll start with the basic stuff, which will be with the accent mark. What does this mean? This se will mean like to know, but it's the yo form. So if I want to say I know or I don't know, I will say yo sé or yo no sé. So it's the yo form of saber. Simple as that. There's not really much that goes into that. The second use of se that will have the accent mark will be the to command form. So if I'm telling you to be nice, sé amable. Sé amable. Or like to be something that doesn't require estar, but it requires ser, then it will be se, okay? So that's the second use of se with the accent mark. Now we'll move on to the next use, which will be the reflexive pronoun, se, okay? And if you don't know what reflexive means, it means that something is like done to one's self, okay? So this is usually the él, ella, usted form, and it will be used to talk about what somebody does to themselves. For example, if my daughter wakes up at 7, in Spanish, that's reflexive because she is waking up herself. I don't know, it doesn't really translate well to English because you have to understand that English and Spanish, they don't translate word for word. So it's kind of hard to get the concept. But when you have reflexive verbs, you're going to use se, okay? So my daughter wakes up at 7, I'm going to say ella se despierta a las 7. So the verb will be despertarse, which means to wake up, to wake oneself up. Despertar is to wake up, but to wake oneself up is despertarse. Se despierta a las 7, se levanta de la cama a las 7:15 y se baña a las 7:30, right? So she wakes up at 7, she gets up at 7:15, and she takes a bath at 7:30. Okay, so all of those are reflexive things that she's doing to herself in the morning. That's just an example. So se in the reflexive sense. That's what somebody does to oneself. But if like two people are doing the same thing to each other, then we will also use se for that as well. It's still reflexive, it's showing that they're reciprocating whatever's going on. So let's say, I don't know, two friends gave each other a hug. If you want to say they are hugging each other, se están abrazando or están abrazándose. So we have to have the se in there because it lets us know that they are doing it to each other. Okay? So you can say están abrazando, but that wouldn't be correct because you have to have the se in there because it's what they're doing to each other. Okay? That's the reflexive one. Now we have se when it comes to indirect object pronouns. I mean, and I'm gonna have to make a video about the indirect object pronouns because I just talked about them in the 2T video, which if you haven't seen, it's up there. Go ahead and check it out. I'll explain it the best way that I can, even if you don't know what it is. Basically, direct object pronouns will answer who or what, and indirect object pronouns answer to who, to what, for who, for what. Okay? So when you have both of them in the same sentence, then you can't have your basic indirect object pronoun in there, which will usually be le or les. Okay, depending on if you're talking about él, ella, usted, it'll be le, or ellos, ellas, ustedes, it will be les. So what you have to do, if you have your indirect object pronoun and your direct object pronoun in the same sentence, and your indirect object pronoun is in the form of él, ella, usted, or ellos, ellas, ustedes, then you have to change your indirect object pronoun to se as opposed to le or les. Okay? So for example, if we're talking about homework, okay, let's say my mom asked me if I gave my homework to my teacher, then I would say, yes, I gave it to her. So it is the homework, that's the direct object pronoun. To her, that is my indirect object pronoun. Okay? So in Spanish, it will be se la di. So the se is to her, the la is the homework, and the di is like I gave. So I gave it to her. So that's one of the uses of se. It's something I really have to go over and make this video for you guys so that you can really grasp it. But I kind of just wanted to go, because there are so many uses of se, I kind of just wanted to skim over the top of it really quick and give you guys a preview so that you can kind of have a heads up of all the different uses. So yeah, if you have an indirect object pronoun and a direct object pronoun in the same sentence at the same time, and you want to use them both, then you have to change, and you're using the él, ella, usted, or ellos, ellas, ustedes form of the indirect object pronoun, which will be le or les. You switch that to se, and you're good. Okay, so se lo, se la, se los, se las. Okay, the next use that I have for the se is called the passive se. The passive se. And this is called the passive se because it's used in passive statements. So have you ever been walking around the street or driving around the towns and you see signs in, you know, heavily Spanish speaking areas where they're like, aquí se habla español, right? Aquí se habla español. Se habla español. All those signs like that with the se in front of it, that really means that Spanish is spoken here. So it's a passive statement. It is spoken here, as opposed to saying we speak Spanish, which technically you can still translate it to that in English. We speak Spanish. But it's more proper, it's more exact to say Spanish is spoken here. Se habla español. So that's why it's called the passive se. So anytime you see something like that where it's saying se and then a verb like that, then it may be the passive one. For example, when I'm at work and people try to challenge me about what they can and can't do, I will tell them, no, aquí eso no se hace. That is not done here. So when you have the passive se, you can translate it three ways. You can say it as we blah blah blah, or you blah blah blah, or it is blah blah blah, or they are blah blah blah. So for example, let's go back to the same example I did before. Aquí se habla español. So I can say Spanish is spoken here. That's possibility number one. I can say we speak Spanish. Or if I'm asking, then I can say aquí se habla español, which will be translated as do you speak Spanish here? So you see the different outcomes that can come from the passive se? It's a lot of stuff, I know. But like I said, I'm gonna go over, I think I wanna make a whole video dedicated to that too, just so you guys can really have more practice with it, because in this video I'm not giving any practice stuff like I usually do. But I'll make a video dedicated to that for practice purposes. The last use of se that I'm going to talk about right now is the accidental se. So the reason I mentioned the passive se before this one is because they're related to each other. So let's say that I forgot to do my homework. Me olvidé de hacer la tarea. But I don't want to take the blame for it. So pretty much I'm going to say the homework was forgotten by me. So like, it's not my fault that the homework didn't get done. It was just forgotten, and it just so happened to be forgotten to be done by me. So it's like taking the load off of your shoulders. Mark Anthony has a song called Se Me Sigue Olvidando. I keep forgetting. But it's like, not that I keep forgetting, is that it keeps getting forgotten. It keeps getting forgotten by me. So I love this, because I don't like blaming myself for stuff. I mean, I will, you know, if I have a real problem, we're in a real situation. Of course I will. But I like it in Spanish because of that reason. Like, it's less my fault. So, let's use another example. So my time's running out. I can say the time is running out on me. Se me está acabando el tiempo. Se me está acabando el tiempo. So all it is your passive se, so se está acabando. But then you have to add in who you're talking about, who is happening to. So se me está acabando el tiempo. Or if it's happening to you, se te está acabando el tiempo. Your time's running out. Or if it's happening to him, her, se le está acabando el tiempo. Does that make sense? Hopefully so. There's a lot of videos coming you guys' way, because with the videos that I've been explaining to you guys, they need to be explained individually, more in depth. But I'm trying to do these videos where I give you a glimpse of all the uses of these things, so that you can be aware of them, so that when you see them, you can be a little bit more familiar with them, and maybe what I said will ring a bell in your head later. Who knows? But that is the uses of se. I'm making a sentence structure series, kind of like I did the pronunciation series. I'm making a sentence structure series because there are so many sentence structures in Spanish. Not a whole bunch, but you guys have to understand these to better your Spanish. And I guess I'll let you guys know here, because my plan was to put like all these lessons on YouTube, right? I was gonna put a whole bunch of lessons on YouTube, but then it's like, I have students that pay for my lessons. So I feel bad putting up all this content for free when I have students that are willing to pay for it. So that's why I haven't really been putting up actual lessons on my YouTube channel. I've been putting up tips and kind of helping you guys clarify things that may be hard to understand in Spanish, but I haven't been given any like formal grammatical vocabulary lessons, because number one, I'm in the process of developing a course for you guys. It's going to be on my Bilingue blogs website. That's why I haven't even touched Bilingue blogs. If you visited the site, I haven't touched the site at all, but feel free to check it out, bilingueblogs.blogspot.com. Link up there, link in the description as well. You know, for the stuff that I do have on there that you guys may find helpful. But yeah, I'm in the process of shooting videos for my video lessons and making the homework assignments and doing some audio stuff as well. Because like I said, after consideration, I don't think that it's fair for them to have to pay me for lessons for, like, you know, hourly wages kind of stuff. And then I'm giving stuff on YouTube, like the same stuff on YouTube for free. So that's why I haven't really put up any actual lessons on here. So these are kind of more tips and kind of ways to better understand stuff in Spanish. But if you were looking for actual lessons, then you have to contact me individually, or you can wait till the course comes out as well. And I'm gonna have like a lot of courses, because there's people want to learn Spanish for different reasons, for traveling. Some people want to be fluent. Some people want to do medical stuff, mechanical stuff. It just depends on what you want to do. So I'm having a whole bunch of stuff that's coming out, so be on the lookout for that. I'll give you guys a heads up when I'm done with each section of it, if you're looking to purchase those. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments things that are difficult to understand. I know that those of you who saw the por and para video liked that video, that style, the this versus that kind of video. So I want to do more this versus that with some of the things that are confusing in Spanish. Those are coming your way soon as well. But besides that, let me know what you guys want to see. I'll do it as long as it doesn't cross the boundaries that I have set for myself as far as how I want to deal with my private students. But thanks for your continued support. If you find any video here helpful on Bilingue Vlogs, please share it with people that it can help, people that may find it beneficial. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and all that other fun stuff. Take it easy, guys. Nos vemos. And if I missed anything about say, please let me know in the bottom. There's so many uses of say. I think I got them all, but I didn't write a list, which I should have done. So if I missed something, let me know, please. Thank you. Adios. So while you're sticking around looking for the next video to watch, I'll show you guys a little bit of, well, I'll show you where I was at, I guess. So I live in this building. It has 15 floors. And yeah, I never been to the top of that one. But this one is the one that I just came from. And it has 33 floors. And I was all the way up there. Yep, that thing was blocking my vision. So yeah, come to Miami, guys. It's nice. You guys saw the views.